Gentleman, yeah. Let's start with the gentleman who is on the outside.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Rigopoulos from Documento News. Thank you. This was incredible. It was like a journey all over the world and seeing stories from colleagues, great colleagues, about what was happening. Wafa, thank you also for daring to say the word class inside the discourse of diversity. I think it's important. But allow me to go to Pavel. First of all, to say thank you on behalf of Documento team for all the support you have shown us during the last 3 years that we've been under pressure, as you know. I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to hold myself from asking you if Greece is going to be, on what position Greece is going to be in the next index. I'm sure it's in the mind of many in the room. But I wanted you to explain to us, how is it that a country like Greece in the European Union could be competing with, in the sense of press freedom, with countries in which, as we heard from our colleagues there are under severe pressure and the fear of their lives, and sometimes need to go out of the country to continue their job. So how is it that a country like Greece, and what is it that points out Greece compared to other European countries in terms of press freedom? Thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for thanking us, and we really think that your media plays an important role in the pluralism of the media landscape in Greece. Very briefly, so no, I will not tell you what Greece's ranking will be next year. I don't know. It depends on the government, it depends on other factors, and it depends on the other countries in the index as well. Why is Greece last in the EU? Today, Greece concentrates all press freedom issues that exist elsewhere in Europe in different combinations. There is only one country in which recently a journalist was assassinated. Journalists are under surveillance, arbitrary surveillance. There are many slap cases, police violence, attacks on journalists and harassment of journalists covering migration, lack of independence of the public media, and I could continue with this long list. So there is only one country in the 2022 index which accumulates all these problems in the EU. I think Greece is a democratic European country. It's all the more shocking that all these issues exist there, and this is why we call on the authorities to deal with all these issues, because obviously other countries are doing even worse in the world, and we need Greece to be actually exemplary as a European democratic country, although we are very far from that, but that is our objective.
Thank you. Gentleman on the left.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Ονομάζομαι Θοδωρής Χονδρόγιονος.
My name is Thodoris Chondrogionos. I'm from Reporters United. I'm sorry, I have a question for Pavel from RSF. You said that you would be having a meeting with Greek authorities, the representative of the Greek government. My question is, what is your experience from other contacts we had with other governments on this issue? And do you believe there's going to be some honest dialogue to improve things in Greece? And how do you see the cooperation of the Greek government until now in the context of press freedom? And what is it that you expect from this meeting? Thank you.
Don't thank us yet.
Thank you for the question. So we are an organization that doesn't have arms. We don't have money to pay to someone to follow what we say. We don't have force. We just have arguments. We can name and shame, and then we have solutions. We have recommendations. So we believe in a dialogue. and this is why I asked Mr. Ioannis Oikonomou for a meeting, and I will present to him our recommendations for the improvement of the legal framework for surveillance in Greece, which is full of holes allowing violation of fundamental rights and those of journalists especially. I believe there is space for dialogue and space for progress, and we heard already that the government considers backtracking on the law against fake news. We heard that on 2 occasions at least. So this is something that's very important, and we need to make the government respect its own words and its own commitments. And this law against fake news was a major issue also behind Greece's ranking.
Thank you. Next question. Yep. Thanks for the help, colleagues.
Ακούγομαι. I will ask in English. I'm a political science student in the University of Athens. Looking forward to the meeting with Yannis Oikonomou, I would like to ask you something, which is the main point from the government party is that they refuse to believe the fact that some African countries such as Burkina Faso, Niger, and Chad, or European countries like Hungary, can be ranked higher than Greece in terms of freedoms of speech. What's your answer on that point?
Before you answer, I will say that the RSF can have a press conference at some point if it goes too far.
Yeah, I apologize to the other speakers. Yeah, so I cannot comment here on every country, just about Chad, for example. Oh, no, I will start in a different way and very briefly. We have to get over the perception that African countries cannot do better than European countries in press freedom. The second observation, so Chad, for example, no journalist was killed in Chad in 2021. There are other issues, which is the reason why Chad is ranked close to Greece. Hungary, no journalist was killed there in 2021. Actually, in Hungary, journalists are very rarely physically attacked or arbitrarily arrested, which is a common problem in Greece. So, yes, it's important to compare Greece worldwide. It's even more important to compare it with other European democratic countries. And it's regrettable that some people try to break the thermometer instead of fighting the climate change.